Hello guys and welcome to this video. Now, as per tradition, I like to build the latest Rolex releases each year after Watches and Wonders, and this year of course is no different. Here I've got the latest release inspired Bruce Wayne GMT mod. Now this has been built using some Seiko Mod parts, an original SSK 001 dial, and I've tried to match this watch as close as I possibly could. Now, I really enjoy doing this each year. I've in fact done this, I think 3 or 4 times already. So on the left, you'll see an example of last year's release. That was the Guinness GMT, not too dissimilar to this, but of course, in the two-tone design. We also had the year before the Yachtmaster Titanium. I also did that one. And I believe I had a go at the Sprite GMT and a Tudor style root beer as well. So how do I do this? Well, first of all, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Simon. I run Seiko Mods Dubai on Instagram. I also have my store, which is Svkwatches, based in Dubai, and I customize watches. I build them up from parts, as you can see with this example on the left, and sometimes I modify existing Seiko watches, client watches, and all of that. So if you're interested in what I'm doing, please follow me on Instagram at Seiko Mods Dubai to see all my latest stuff, and have a look at my website for available watches. And this one, as I'm recording this video, will be available on my store as well. Typically GMT mods run from sort of $650, $750 range. I do have lower priced options as well for other designs. So let's have a look at this watch. I will show you a wrist shot and a loom shot a bit later on, but I wanted just to highlight, the key parts that made it what it is. So we've got inside a Seiko NH34 GMT movement. This is not a true GMT. It's a caller or travel. It's not a traveler GMT. It's a caller or office GMT, and I'll explain the use of that in a moment. We've got an original SSK 001 Seiko dial. I only ever use original dials with the words Seiko on them. I try to keep as much as possible original parts where they're appropriate. So in this case, I tried to find the most similar original Seiko dial to the Rolex. So we've added here the Mercedes hands. The loom on these hands is very similar to the original Seiko loom, which we all know and love. We've also got a contrasting green GMT hand, which I think really completes this design. It also means if you build a watch like this, you could actually very easily convert this to a Sprite GMT, or even the outgoing GMT Master with the black, fully black bezel. It's actually quite a versatile design with that small bit of green on there. You can see the red GMT text on the original dial. I would have preferred it to be completely black, of course, to match the Rolex better, but that's just a little Seiko part. In fact, a lot of Rolex models do still have the red line of text in there. Around the dial, we've got a brushed chapter ring. We've got a slim double dome sapphire crystal, a slim sub bezel, and of course the ceramic. This is one of the latest parts from DLW Watches, which is one of my favorite suppliers for bezel inserts. This is super crisp. It's got a dark gray base and the black at the top, and in most light it does look mostly the same color, but unless you're in quite bright sunlight like my example on the left, you'll see it does show up a lot better. So the GMT insert in this case is a clicking bezel. Now this is basically designed to be a sub-style case, so it only goes in one direction. I don't believe that's so much of an issue for a GMT either. I like the fact that it clicks. The standard Seiko SSK does not click like this. And of course you can find home sort of at the top much easier. Now, I did try and use Namoki's latest thin sub-style case or slim sub-style case. Now you can see here what they've done is they've really cut off the sides a lot compared to some of my other mods you may have seen before, using the same size 41mm case, but the sides appear much thicker and it really beefs up the watch. I've also used their slim bezel and their slim crystal here, and you can still fit a GMT hand stack in there and it all fits together nicely. Now you can see the protruding case pack, but on the wrist, depending on your wrist shape of course, but generally on the wrists you don't really feel that, and you get this nice profile on the side. So this is a good couple of millimeters thinner than most equivalent sort of Seiko mods from the parts we used to use. The bracelet is a solid female end link Jubilee with screws for the links and a milled clasp. I will show you it off the stand in one moment. Before we do that though, let's have a quick look at the operation. I'm going to unscrew the screw down crown. We can wind it. So this is a hand winding model. If you pull the crown fully out, the second stops. So it's a hacking movement, and you can see we can advance the time, and the GMT hand will travel once around the dial in a day, whereas the hour hand will travel twice. And then when you press the crown back in, of course the second starts. If you go to the first position, you have to pull it a little more gently. You can advance the time like so. Sorry, advance the GMT hand into whichever time zone you wish it to be in, separately from all the other hands. And the other direction, you can advance the date. You just press it in, and then with a firm push, it's a little tricky with the gloves on, but yes, you can screw it down nice and tight, and this will leave you with 200 meters of water resistance. Now let's take it off the stand and have a look at the back. So off the stand we've got a plain unsigned clasp, and it's got some micro adjustment holes here. Pulling out the flip block, we've got milled internal components, and these bracelets are really nice quality, and they feel very solid end links, and we've got a sapphire exhibition case back, and you can see that NH34 movement whirring away inside. Now the case back is quite slim. It's only a couple of millimeters. You can get a slightly slimmer closed case back, but I wanted to go one better than the Rolex and actually offer a see-through case back on this example. On the wrist, I will just size it to my wrist. I've got a slightly bigger wrist, and we will have a look. So here's the watch on my 7 3/4 inch wrist. I've had to take 2 links out of the full length bracelet, but it does fit me really quite well. I would usually go for a slightly bigger size watch. The camera does make the watch look a little bigger than it actually is in person, but it is a really comfortable wear, especially on this Jubilee bracelet. So I'm really happy with how this turned out, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you spotted another watch from Watches and Wonders that you really liked, let me know what it is so I can consider actually making the Seiko Mod version of it. Now to finish off, we'll just do a quick lume shot. So you can see I'm in a well-lit room, and that is some really day glow lume from Seiko on the dial, and the aftermarket hands and GMT hand match it really well. So it's a green color lume. Of course it's going to look far clearer in full darkness, but I just want to illustrate the strength of the lume on the dial and the hands there. So let me know what you think of this watch, guys. I love it. It's on my store now. I've only got this one piece, so it may sell quite quickly. Check out Svkwatches.ae. Check out my Instagram at Seiko Mods Dubai. And thank you all for watching and all your support. See you next time.